Okay. All right, so welcome everybody. If in any time you cannot hear me, then please feel free to switch on your microphone and let me know, right? But first of all, welcome to all of you. I'm really excited. With today's session, because this is the first time that we're organizing the session only for candidates from Egypt. And I'm even more privileged today to be surrounded with some of our alumni and current students that you will meet them later on. Welcome Ahmed, Diaa, Seif, Lubna, and Ahmed. It's so good to have you here with us. And I'm looking forward to afterwards to hear to all your comments and experiences that you've lived with us in Esade. So let me, I would like to give like a presentation. I want to hold it as short as possible. At the other side, I do want to tell you a bit more about all the programs that Esade is offering. And then afterwards, of course, you can ask more detailed questions to our students and to our alumni. So first, a little bit more about Esade, for those of you that are not familiar with the school. In Esade, we have 3 different units. So we have the business school, we have the law school, and we have executive education. So this means that we have all layers of education, going from bachelor to master programs, full-time MBA, executive MBA, and also PhD. So we have every year on campus about 10,600 students and more than 100 nationalities. So Esade is also one of the few schools that has a triple accreditation, as you can see. And of course, we're partnering with a lot of schools. There are more than 50 partner schools. Depending on the program that you choose, you will have a certain offer of schools that you can do exchange programs, study tours, doing electives. So this is a little bit more about general information about the school. Then, of course, we are ranked. There are different rankings. And I think when you choose a school, it is important to go through the rankings. The rankings are, of course, not the only thing you do have to consider, right? It is one of the things that I think that is important. You can see some of the rankings for our master programs at the right side, and then also rankings for our executive MBA. And also our full-time MBA program. So if you want more information on that, I would suggest you to check out the Financial Times, also Forbes and other rankings to go through. And depending on, of course, what is important for you, what programs are important for you, there will be specific rankings. Now, a little bit more about alumni. We have a quite large alumni association where you will become member from, of course, once you join the school. So we have almost 70,000 alumni. It is growing every year. A lot of nationalities, 147 alumni in the association. And there are a lot of activities that are going on all year long. So we have official international chapters. That means that for specific countries, for specific cities, we need to have a minimum of alumni to, of course, to set up an official international chapters. But whenever our team, our professors, our admissions teams are traveling, we organize events also in all the other cities that don't have an official chapter. Like, for example, next week, as a lot of you might already know, we're organizing an alumni drink in Cairo. And then, of course, the Alumni Association is divided in different clubs. So we have regional clubs, we have cross-sectional clubs, so each chapter also has their board, where, of course, from the alumni side out, the association and from admissions, we are very, I would say, very often working with them together on different events. I think when you choose a school, it's also important to look at the values. So what is the culture and the philosophy of the school, and do I associate myself with them? At Esade, what is very, well, I would say, what all our students will tell you, what also makes us different from a lot of schools is the collaborative spirit. So there is a lot of group work. A lot of your grades will be based on group work, projects, competitions that you will do in groups. So there's a lot of interaction, which of course is a big advantage in, I would say, exchanging experiences and knowledge with peers from other cultures, right? All of our programs are very practical. So there's a lot of involvement of companies, practical projects, and for you to, which give you at the end the possibility to give yourself exposure to companies, to sectors where you would see yourself in the future. And then also the customization. So whatever program you do, there's always a possibility to customize. Is it through electives, through exchange programs, adapting the length of your program? So we will talk a little bit more about that further on. And then, of course, well, we can't deny that we have the advantage of being based in Barcelona, which is a very vibrant city. A lot of congresses are taking place in Barcelona, which brings a lot of well, I would say executives to the city, and also a lot of opportunities to network, right? Well, I don't know if you have visited Barcelona already, but I never heard anybody say that they don't like the city, right? So Esade, we have in Barcelona 2 campuses. One is the city campus, which is the pink building that you see. Our full-time MBA students and our executive MBA students, they are having class in this building. And then our master students, they have class in Sant Cugat, which is the other building that you see, where we have, well, a very, very interesting, I would say, well, a vibrant environment. Also, our bachelor students are having class there. We also have our Esade Creapolis, our incubator, and our institutes, like our Entrepreneurship Institute, that are based in Sant Cugat. Now, even if you do the MBA and you're having class in the city campus, there will always be a day every week or every 2 weeks that you will also be on the other campus. So yeah, this is a little bit more about Esade. Now, I would like to tell you a bit more, first of all, about the master programs. So what is the class profile? What is a typical profile of a master student? Well, I would say we have 8 different programs, which you will see here, right? We have more than 600 students on campus. So this is the intake that started this year in September. This is all the programs together. So this year we have 7 programs. Next year we're starting a new program, which is a master in sustainability. So the profile, as you can see, we have a large representation of female. We have about 46 nationalities. So 92% international students. You can see the countries where they're coming from. And then also a little bit more about their background. So there's a large percentage coming from economics and management. But of course, we are looking for diversity in our programs and looking for, depending on the program, the profile might be different from one to the other. So as you can see here, this year, we started with also a new program, which is in digital business. This is a new one that started this year. And then for next year, we will start the master in sustainability management. So what is the structure of a master program? This is an example of the master in finance. So with all our programs are structured the same way. So there are 3 terms. Depending on your profile, you will have to do a pre-program, yes or no. And then we start a program every year in September. So with core courses and the second term specialized courses. Then if you go to the 3rd term, that's what I mentioned before, the customization. So there you have the option to choose your electives. Electives that are part of your program, but then you can also choose electives of another program. For example, you do the master in finance and you want to combine with electives from the marketing program, from the sustainability. So there you can really focus on where you see yourself in the future and add electives courses that you think that can help you with that. As I said, all the programs are very practical. There are going to be practical projects during term 1 or term 2, depending on the program that you take. And then also there's an option to do a study tour. So all the programs have 2 or 3 study tours. And you can choose a study tour of your program, but then you can also choose to do a study tour of another program. So these study tours are organized with our partner schools in different countries around the world. And then, of course, we also ask you to do a master project, which can be a business plan, an in-company project, or a master thesis. So this is very, very shortly what is the structure of our programs. Regarding the study tours, you can see here a list of schools that we are collaborating with. But of course, this list is updated every year. Also, the topic of the study tours. You will have the option, if you want, to do a second degree after your year at Esade. One of the options is the SAMS program. Esade is the only school in Spain that is part of those 34 schools that set up the SAMS program, which is a global international management program. So you have the option to apply also for this program and do that after the first year of your focused master. And then you also, instead of doing the SAMS program, you also have the option to do a double degree. That double degree can be an Esade, where in 18 months' time, you can do, for example, you can do the master in finance your first year and then do the master in entrepreneurship your second year and finish in 18 months and obtaining 2 degrees. Then you also have the option to do the second year in one of our partner schools. And these are the partners that you see here, where you can do the second year. This was very briefly about the master programs. Let me tell you a bit more about the full-time MBA program and show you the class profile of this year. So we have every year about 185 students joining. Also very international group, 41 nationalities. And we have this year a slightly lower representation of female, but we are working on raising this percentage for next year. Last year, we had more than 40%. So we're aiming to have this percentage again for next year. Academic background, as you can see, very diverse. Economics, engineering, social sciences, science and healthcare, and technology. So yeah, also very diverse. The structure of the MBA program, here again, we can talk about customization and flexibility. Because in fact, you can choose to do your MBA in 12 months, in 15 months, or in 18 months. So if you want to do an exchange program or you want to do an internship, then you're going to be choosing for the 15 months. If you want to do an exchange program and an internship, then you're going to be choosing for the 18 months. Or you can do two internships and go for the 18 months. Some of our students even managed to do 3 internships in 18 months. So yeah, so there it's up to you. If you say, look, I want to do an exchange program because I see myself working in the UK. Okay, so why don't you do your exchange program in one of our partner schools in the UK? Because then you will have exposure to their alumni network, to their career services. Or if you say, okay, I really want to have a job in technology. So why don't you do your internship in a technology company? That, of course, will give you exposure. And then also quite an important number of our students are getting a full-time job after their internship. So yeah, so the program is also divided in 3 terms. Again, in the last term, in term 3, you can put together your own package of courses. So you can decide where you're going to be focusing on. Now, the next one, here a little bit more about further customization of the MBA program. So I already mentioned the electives that you can choose out of. There is going to be, from this year, a very important interaction and networking with our executive MBAs. So our full-time MBA students will have electives together with the executive MBA. Also to broaden their network. You have, regarding the career opportunities and the career program that you will start from the very beginning, you will be working with our career team, and you have the option to choose a specific career acceleration program, which can be in consulting, technology, investment, in finance, or in healthcare. Now, also, you also have the option to join different labs. Now, we already had innovation, marketing, entrepreneurship, and social impact. This year, we're starting with the family business lab. which was active in the past, but we have reactivated. And then from next year, there's going to be 2 more labs on consulting and finance. Well, the practical approach that I also mentioned, which is present in all our programs, you can see here we're working together with CERN, for example, for the challenge-based innovation challenge, and then also different case competitions, in-company projects, and so on. So this is some of the speakers that are involved in our MBA program, and companies like Salesforce, Bayer, CNN, Siemens, BASF. So yeah, just to give you an idea. In the MBA program, you can do an exchange program, which is a 3-month exchange program in one of our partner schools around the world, and you can see that those schools are located on all the continents. We also organize study tours and career tracks to specific cities that have a specific topic. Can be, for example, an entrepreneurship track to Germany, a finance track to London, consulting to Dubai. So they're also interesting if you're if you're interested in specific regions and specific topics to join those tracks. Now, a little bit more about the executive MBA. So currently, well, we have 4 formats of executive MBA. We have the first 2 are bilingual, so they are weekly and a monthly format, which is taking place on our campuses in Barcelona and Madrid. But then internationally, which is an important for all of you, is the monthly format. And we are now launching in October a new format, which is the hybrid format. So this is the profile of the current class of the monthly students. So we have 32 students in class, average age of 37, 12 years of work experience, and a good representation of female, as you can see. So very international class profile. Out of the 42, 25 different countries, and well, a total of 384 years of work experience. So the difference between, well, the full-time MBA and the executive MBA, of course, is the seniority and experience, right? While in the full-time MBA, the average age is about 30 years. In the executive MBA, it will be 37 years. The average work experience in the full-time MBA would be 7 years, while in the executive MBA, 12 years. So when selecting executives for the executive MBA, what is really important is, well, having a look at their seniority, because you might be 28 years old, but be running a family company for the last 6 years, right? So in this case, you might want to opt for an executive MBA, where, of course, we will be building on the experience that you already have to get into a higher managerial position, to expand your network. While in a full-time MBA, I would say most of our students are still looking or have the possibility to look for a radical change, right? And then when we go to the profile of our master students, there we have the average age of 23. Work experience is not required, although, well, quite an important number of our students have 1-2 years of work experience. So this is a little bit about the difference in profiles. So going back to the executive format, so the format that would be interesting for executives in Egypt would be the monthly or the new hybrid format. So the monthly format means that you will have to travel every month, and you have 3 days of class every month in Barcelona and Madrid. And then the hybrid format, which is going to be interesting, you're going to have classes every 3 or 4 months, 1 full week, and in between you have online classes every Friday or Saturday. You can choose. So which makes it possible for students to come from much further away because they don't have to travel every month, right? So in the executive MBA, we have, this is the hybrid format, for example. It's 18 months long, but you have the option to extend it with 6 more months and do 2 more international weeks. So in the 18 months, you will have 3 modules in Barcelona, 1 in Madrid, and then 1 international module where you can choose between Germany and Israel. And then in the extension, the optional extension, there's a week in China and a week in Boston, where we work together with MIT, and you will be immersed in the entrepreneurial technology environment. And then also optional, you can do an online program with MIT and receive a certificate for that. So the Executive MBA is divided in 4 phases. And here again, in the 4th phase, you will put together your own package of courses. You will have the option to do electives, which can be electives at Esade or abroad. So we're working together with, I believe it's about 15 schools that each year publish their list of electives. So if you want, and you have the time, you can do as many travel as you want, go to as many schools as you want, which of course is a good opportunity for you to expand your network with, because if you're going to be doing electives abroad, you're going to be in class with executives from the other schools. And of course, when doing the international weeks, you also will be in contact with alumni of the schools where those weeks are taking place. So it's a really, really good opportunity to build a global network thanks to this program, right? Besides those 4 phases, there are also topics that you will take with you during the entire program, which we call the G factor, which are the management skills, leadership development, growth mindset, where we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship, and then, of course, the global perspective with all the electives and the international weeks that you will do. So I'm not going to go into detail here, but those are the courses. What I want to say here is that in the Executive MBA, I think we have quite a number of, I would say, not traditional courses, but we think are important for you to grow as a leader and to have a global exposure and experience, right? Which are like geopolitics, we have the innovation landscape, digital transformation, we have leading change, business transformation, sustainable impact, and so on. So yeah, I mean, this, I'm not going to go into detail here. These are the schools where you can do your electives. So yes, you can see on all the continents. So if you want, and you can take off a month from work, you could say, okay, I stay in Europe and I go from one school to the other, and I'm going to be doing the electives that I'm interested in. The career opportunities here, well, the career changes. We see that, well, 46% of our executives, our students, once they finish, they change company. A large number are getting an in-company promotion, and also a large number are becoming entrepreneurs. Even some of them that not even think about becoming entrepreneur, once they go through the program, they feel more confident. They say, okay, now I have the tools and I have the knowledge. Now I want to start up my own business. Very briefly, the application process for all the programs, you have to go, you have to do an online application, submit some documents. Once it is submitted and you've done the admissions test, we will do a personal interview, which will be with me. And then I will take your application to the weekly committee. So decisions are taken every week. So which means that the process is very fast from our side. Regarding the financing, we have, of course, scholarships available. For all the programs, we have what we call the Excellence Awards. Then for the Masters and the MBA, we also have a need-based scholarship, which is 85% of, can go up to 85% of the tuition fee. We have different partner scholarships, like, for example, the Saad scholarship that we have for the master programs, and then also different challenges, which are not published yet on the website. A lot of our students are combining the scholarships with student loan. So you can opt for the Spanish bank, where the loan can be spread over 8 years with grace period of the duration of your program, and then also the Prodigy Finance. Now, I'm not going to go into detail because I think, well, I would like to give the word to our students and alumni and hear, well, hear more about their experience. I have prepared some questions, but feel free to write your questions in the chat and also comment whenever you want. So let me briefly introduce you to the 5 students, alumni that are here with us today. So first of all, Ahmed Moussa. He's managing director and founder of CFO Consulting. He did the executive MBA and he's based in Qatar. Then we have Diaa Wang, who's working as business development specialist at EA Energy. So he graduated last year. Well, yeah, this year still, but and is now back in Cairo. So those of you that are coming to the drink next week, you will meet Diaa. And then we have Seif Ahmed, who started the master in marketing management, and Lubna, who started the master in business analytics, and Ahmed, who started the master in finance. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. And I would like to ask, well, our students and alumni maybe to briefly introduce themselves and, well, tell the attendants why Esade, what was your motivation to do the program that you did. So maybe we can start with Ahmed Moussa.
Sure. How are you, Orsi? Thank you so much. My name is Ahmed Moussa. I have registered in 2017 for EMBA executive MBA and graduated in 2019. Actually, it was exciting experience for me. I have joined the program actually because I was looking at that time. I need to find a different stage in my career. Need to find something else. So, and I am already a professional accountant. I'm a certified public accountant, but I feel that applying for a MBA will have a very good return in my life. And it took for me 1 year to find was a suitable MBA program, and finally I selected the Esade.
Okay, thank you, Ahmed. Diaa, you want to continue?
Sure. So, hi everyone, my name is Diaa Wang. Like Orsi mentioned, I'm currently based out of Cairo, but I did the MBA at Esade. I graduated actually last March, so around 7 months ago. The reason why I did an MBA and why Esade, very briefly, so what is known as the COVID batch. So we started in September 2022. It was the first batch to start into COVID. During that time, I was working in a multinational company that mainly specializes in working in China. And I kind of got the hint a little bit earlier from everyone else that things are going to shut down. So I applied at around the end of December. And then I got into Esade around February, I think, and then I just traveled to Spain right away. Right now, I am working at actually a sub company of EA Energy. So I work at a specialized oil and gas company after my MBA, and we can talk a little bit more about that, about careers. But yeah, that's that, and I'll leave the floor for the rest.
Ahmed, you want to continue?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Ahmed. I am currently studying the Master's in Finance at Esade. I graduated my undergrad from Egypt in 2021, and then I worked at EY for a couple of months in Cairo, and here I am at Esade, continuing my Master's in Finance. So the question of why Esade and why here specifically at this time. I think I was just ready for another shift, like Ahmed said, and I think Esade just was there at the right time and at the right place. So I just got here.
Thank you, Ahmed. Lubna, you want to be the next?
Sure. So I'm Lubna Saad. I'm doing the MSc in Business Analytics, also known as the EMBA. So I graduated from accounting from the American University in Cairo. And since then, I worked for a few years at PwC in the risk assurance services sector. And then I switched over to market research at a firm called Sagacity Research, which is focused on doing market research in Africa. And I'm specialized in quantitative consumer research. So data is already a big part of what I do. but I've always been on maybe the business side of the business analytics, where I get to extract the insights. So yeah, I was interested in getting more involved in the technical side as well, and learning in a structured way what the discipline looks like, and to determine where I want to focus exactly. And one of the things that was really attractive about Esade for me was that I've been living in between Egypt and Sudan, doing projects in the Middle East and across Africa. But I really want to get a lot more international exposure and be in a classroom with people from all over the world.
Thank you, Lubna. Seif, you're the last.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Seif Ahmed. I'm 23 years old. I graduated from the American University a year ago. Then I wanted to work in the marketing field back in Egypt. I worked at a marketing agency, and also I worked at the real estate scene in Egypt. But after, I was planning to do a master's before getting graduated from my bachelor degrees, and I started looking. I made intensive research about many universities, and whenever I go for the top universities, whenever I see in the rankings in statistics, I found Esade everywhere I go. Actually, this was the best thing I ever did in the last year, because getting in the marketing field, I lacked so many skills that I needed to develop, that I needed to be on not on the Egyptian or regional level, but also on the international level. I needed some skills to compete there, and having more job opportunities open to me. And also Esade network, the alumni network is really good, really big all over the world. So this was another determining factor for me. And here I am. I'm at Esade right now doing my master's in marketing, and I'm really enjoying, and I made the right choice to be in here, to be honest. And thank you. That's all about me.
That's good, yeah, because Ahmed, Lubna, and Seif, you joined very recently. I mean, you've been here only for, well, less than a month. So there's still a big journey in front of you, right? An exciting journey. So, well, it is obvious, I assume, that, well, whatever program you choose, that one of the main reasons would be working on your career, right? And career change, or is it getting higher, getting a new job, getting new possibilities? So I would like to hear, what were your career expectations and, well, aspirations at the start of the program, and in case of our alumni, how did Esade help you with that? And then also in case of our current students, okay, you've already started working with the career team. How do you think they will further help you, right, to get where you would like to be after the master? So maybe we can start again with Ahmed. Ahmed Moussa, yeah. Ahmed, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I get lost. Could you please repeat this again?
Yes, so I was asking for your career aspirations that you had at the beginning of the program. So, and how did Esade help you with that, with working on your further career? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I actually, this is very important question for me. Esade was very helpful in making a change in my career, especially to be an entrepreneur. I used to be accountant, and most of my experience when I joined Esade, approximately 15 years of experience in accounting and finance, in banking, and in other industries like education and real estate, construction, different industries. But I have decided that I have found that CPA, to be a certified public accountant with a professional certificate only, is not helpful to move to a more senior level. So I decided to go to Esade, and after 1 year actually for research what's the suitable program for me, and what I was thinking after that, actually is not happen, because I was thinking that I will apply for another job. Now, after finishing the MBA, I started 3 companies, accounting firm in the United States, and 1 company actually here in Qatar. And I recently opened a branch this year in Egypt. So actually, the way I'm thinking is completely different before I started, before MBA and after MBA. And actually, this was very, very helpful for me.
Thank you, Ahmed. Diaa, what about you?
Yeah, so I think I will follow up with Ahmed by talking more about the support and the help that you get from Esade and the development that you get on your career path. So for us at the MBA, like you mentioned in your presentation, when we walk in, we put in our aspirations. We have a mentoring session. We also have a consultant who comes in, a career consultant that helps us with planning out, the remaining of our lives. Esade provides also the CAPs, the career acceleration programs. For me, I took the CAP in consulting because this is something that I thought would be very interesting, and it's something that you should try. So people who are trying different CAPs are actually people who are not from the industry, because this is supposed to give you the knowledge. So in the consulting career acceleration program, I don't think there were any consultants. We were mostly people from outside the field who wanted to learn a little bit more about the industry. And up until now, Carmen, my career advisors, keeps emailing me, checking on me, making sure that I'm happy at my job, that I have I'm satisfied in what I'm doing. Of course, I think because I'm a special case, because I was kind of technically sponsored, so I had to go back to Cairo first. But at any point in time that I wish to switch career or to move to another company, my career advisor is always 1 call away. I can just call her, and then she immediately sends me the job openings, the resources. She books me, guidance sessions or training sessions with consultants that are usually they're usually paid for, but Esade provides them for free. And yeah, so now, like I mentioned, I'm kind of sponsored, so I came back to a promotion at my own company. But still, I have, at some point I will be emailing Carmen soon. Maybe I'll jump back to Barcelona. You never know.
You're always welcome. Now, so yeah, before when I was showing the profile, well, the career changes of our executive MBA students, we saw that 70% was becoming entrepreneurs. So Ahmed is like a clear example of that, right? Like a lot of the students that don't even think about setting up their own company, but then, as Ahmed explained, they really feel confident, they get ideas. So yeah, this is really good to see. And then also, well, as Diaa said, some of our students in the MBA, not too many, are being sponsored by the company, of course, and go back, but also because the company sees an opportunity for them, right, to grow. And so that's also interesting. Now, I would like to ask Lubna, so you just started your interactions with the career team. Would you like to share a bit more about your experience? What is going on? What kind of activities are taking place?
Yeah, so they have so much to offer us in terms of resources. They're always organizing workshops, so to help you write your CV. They help you practice interviews, for example. They organize all sorts of events to give us a chance to meet with employers, to network with employers and so on. And they also help you, like if you're a bit lost and you don't know which direction to go, this is something that they can also help you figure out, yeah, based on your interests and what you want to do with your life.
Yes. Would you like to add something, Ahmed or Seif? What is your experience with the career?
I would like to ask something. Like, I just started like less than a month ago, and I'm started to get like some I don't know how to say it, not official offers, but like I participated in an event talk with a company, special company, and they look to our CVs and they starting asking us like if you can relocate to other locations because there's openings in the upcoming year that would be available for us. So they're taking our CVs in, and once these job opportunities are open, they're sending for the shortlisted ones, which Esade provided me to this event, that I'm shortlisted now in one company in Switzerland. And the other thing is the workshops on our CV. Like I have tomorrow, I think, a workshop to make my CV more appealing to the certain industry that I want to be. For example, I want to join consultancy. So tomorrow there's a certain workshop that makes your CV more appealing to consultant firms, big names in the like the career consultants were working in these big companies, so they know what they're looking for, what the tricks, if they're using an algorithm or something to make our CVs appears on the top of their lists. That's it for me.
Okay, Ahmed, you want to add something? You're muted. Yeah.
So we just had our networking event. I think it was Thursday, and the career teams is starting to become more engaged with us, and they're trying to be more provide really like assistance, but it's really dense in its breadth, and like it's even more personal now. So there's like a hotspot in the Fusion Lab. Not sure if you know this, but like a number of professionals like and they're not just and they're not just employees. They have worked in companies and they understand exactly what it takes to get there. So basically they sit there for a number of hours, and you can just walk in and consult any one of them on anything, basically, whether it's your CV, whether it's like evaluating a job offer, or whether it's how to start even searching if from scratch, if you still haven't figured out what you want to do, etc., etc. So the career teams is probably like one of the most powerful things at Esade, and they are powerful also because the network extends far and beyond. Like whether it's industries, whether it's geographic locations, you'll always find students from Esade, and they are really helpful. And I'm looking forward to utilize their experience more and more to get the best fit. And I'm still sort of like indecisive about the career choice, but I'm hoping they can help with that.
Yeah, our career team, in fact, I think they're about 40 people, and they're really specialized in specific sectors. So they work sector-wise. So you will be working with experts. So I say, okay, I want to go into consulting. You really know that the person you will be working with from the career team is somebody who really has a really deep experience in the sector and is actively also reaching out to companies worldwide in the specific sector. So which makes it very interesting for you to have this this focus, right? So I have a question. I want to ask it to Diaa, because he went back to Egypt. So taking into account the specific situation and the demands in Egypt, so how do you think that well, Esade and the MBA that you did can help you or can help other Egyptians that want to go back to Egypt, right? So to fill in the gap and to have good opportunities, right, for those that want to go back to Egypt.
Sure. So I think that Esade helps in several ways. I think some of them are direct and some of them are indirect. With the indirect, I think my expanded network of classmates, I think in our batch we had somewhere around 47 to 48 nationalities. And when we meet with people from different industries, so let's say I'm from the energy industry, I've met people from the Japanese energy industry, I've met people from the Brazilian energy industry. So you can build this very unique network of not just of classmates and friends, but also professionals that you can work with, you can partner with, and you can bring them to Egypt. So without giving too much details, one of my Japanese classmates, after finishing his MBA, he was promoted to the Middle Eastern desk of his Japanese company. He's in Abu Dhabi. And now we are trying to work together on a project in Egypt. So that's something, you know, you couldn't have happened without the network that you built in Esade. In terms of directly, I think that as an MBA, I think it's a very unique experience than what we have in Egypt. I think local programs, I don't think that there is any full-time local programs, as far as I can understand from the local market. So having, you know, the hands-on professional experience, having the consulting project, for example, and the internship and the exchange, it's a very unique program that you don't find anything similar to it in Egypt. And when you go back into the job market and you start, you know, applying or looking at opportunities, you immediately get a boost in terms of the position that you would go back to, and as well, of course, as the salary. So like I mentioned, I am kind of sponsored, but sponsored with conditions. And once I've completed my MBA, my previous employers has met all the conditions to bring me back, because they wanted to activate my contract again. So they did. But I did dabble a little bit in the market, sending my CVs a little bit around. And there were a lot of takers. I have standing offers until today to leave my current employer and go to them. So it's been really, really amazing, I have to say.
Okay, thank you. So regarding, well, besides the career services, I would also like to hear from you, what are the other additional value that you get out of the program? I mentioned very briefly in the presentation, the flexibility, the customization. So I would like to know what for you, maybe we can start with Lubna, what would be for you the thing that you think gives you the most additional value in the program, or several?
So I love that we have the option to go on these study tours. That's a great opportunity. And other things that we get are things like the language courses, for example, that we can take alongside our classes. I think that's very important when you live, like to take Spanish, for example, when you live here, or if you already know Spanish, want to study something else, because they also offer German and French and Mandarin as well. And yeah, there's also like all these associations that organize so many events that also, again, help you to network and meet a lot of people.
Okay, Seif, would you like to add something?
Yes, I would like to add something. In my case, the marketing track, you can do several tracks at the same time. For example, I'm doing a research and consultancy track to the marketing field, plus the brand communication track, which is I wasn't sure which track I want to go in, and like which track fits me. So I was wondering which one should I go for. Then I had the option to get the both of the words in my hand. So this is an opportunity that I don't think it's many marketing masters would have given me.
Okay. Ahmed, Helaly, you want to, what is additional value for you?
There are people from quite literally all over the world with you. I mean, like the international profile that you just pointed out is actually like, it's different once you experience it. It definitely adds to your perspective and to the kind of friendships that you make, and the people you interact with daily, and the number of nationalities represented in the master's class is huge. It's absolutely huge. And you find like this is one really big plus, is that you make friends from all over the world while you're studying, and like, you know, you learn a lot from them, and like you know, you get basically just tips for visits if you want to go over there someday. But yeah, this has been one of the most amazing things in my experience so far.
And what about the MBA program, Diaa? What was for you the most important additional value that you got?
So I think across the board, because I've related to a lot of the things that Lubna and Seif and Ahmed mentioned. I think that there's an Esade kind of overall takes care to develop these kind of things in their different programs, like the the teamwork, the companionship, the friendship, and the international network. I think what at Esade, what was added extra to me, I think I would mention my exchange, because Esade has such a strong network of partners. When I decided to do my exchange, I had options all over the world, and it feels like it's an added bonus. I got the Spain experience, but also I could add a Brazil. So I know we have an exchange in Brazil, we have an exchange in Chile, we have an exchange all over Europe and in Asia. And for me, I did my exchange in China. Unfortunately, for the people who are in China, they didn't receive visas because of the China lockdown. But I know from my experience, the people who went to Brazil, for example, who went to Mexico, who went to Italy, for example, in the Bocconi exchange. So that is something that is extra, that the extremely big network of partner schools that Esade has. I think that's just a cherry on top.
Thank you. Ahmed Moussa, you want to add something here?
I would like to add also the same as most of the colleagues. Diversity actually was very important. So our class, we were 40 MBA, EMBA, and we were from 25 nationalities. Actually, I have found that I'm learning a lot from the colleagues, the same way I'm learning from the professors. So this diversity is very, very important. Actually, I learn a lot from the contact with different people from different culture, different nationalities. This is actually amazing.
Okay, thank you. So let's talk about the challenges, because I mean, you might have faced some challenges before you joined Esade, during the program. So yeah, who would like to share something more about that? Maybe first the master student, because it's still very recent. Ahmed, did you have any challenges? Well, until I would say the day you arrived in class.
So I think one of the most really one of the most annoying things, and it's really sad, because this is just one bad thing in an amazing city, is that Barcelona has has a really bad real estate market at this point. So finding a residence was exhausting, and it was really tiring. So a tip for the people who are following: if you're planning to come here, start searching early. Start searching for an apartment as early as possible, because it gets even this period in the summer, it gets extremely crowded, and chances that you would find a good place with a reasonable price get actually plummet. So it's important that you start looking for residence early. Other than that, I think everything has been perfect so far, but this is the one and only challenge I faced in Barcelona so far.
Okay, maybe we go to Seif, because I see that you have to leave in 5 minutes. So yeah, what was your challenge?
I had two challenges, to be honest. The first one was the GMAT, which is, I think it was a challenge for everyone. But I had the chance to get the admission test from Esade, which helped me, which is literally the same thing as the GMAT, but controlled under Esade. I don't know if this option is
Yes.
it's still available. Okay, then you have a good chance not hustling with the GMAT. The second problem or challenge I had, which is the residency to get in Spain. There's so much bureaucracy to get to the appointment to get your residency. But thank God, today was my appointment and I made it. So it's not a big challenge, but you would have to invest so much time and thinking to get this done.
Yeah, so it's good to have a look at what you need to do before you arrive, so that immediately, we have our student advisor, right, who helps with that, and then also a program manager. But it is the fact that you need to have this residence, and you have to make some time for that.
Everyone is gonna have that problem in your class, so it's a shared problem. You're gonna talk about it a lot.
Yes,
so it's
yes,
be fun too.
yes. Lubna, what was your challenge?
For me, I would say it was figuring out the paperwork before coming here. So for applying for the visa and stuff, and also after coming here. But I mean, it wasn't a huge challenge because for both, like you mentioned, the international student advisors were very helpful, as well as the community. So, you know, we very quickly made these WhatsApp groups where people, you know, we're all in the same situation. People go and like, you know, that somebody has had the same problem as you. So you just ask, and people are very willing to help you out to sort it out.
Good, good. Diaa, any challenges for you, maybe during the program?
I would say the language. So in terms of downtown Barcelona or around the campus, English is fine. But once you start, you know, going to travel a little bit, try to visit other areas, sometimes you might need to communicate in a little bit Spanish. So when I first arrived and near like the middle of the program, my Spanish wasn't so good, so I found that a bit challenging and a bit, you know, I found that a little bit of a struggle, especially that I didn't stay or didn't live in a dorm. I rented out a normal apartment, and my landlord only spoke Spanish and Catalan. So, you know, if something breaks or I have to pay the water bills, it was horrible. A lot of Google Translate, but near the end, once you start picking up the language, even the daily stuff, everything is fine. Yeah.
Okay, I see, just to interrupt, because I see that there's a question coming from Yana and she has to drop out. So she asked if for preparation for the application, right, Yana? Thanks for switching on the camera. Thanks. I will meet you next week too, right?
Virtually, because I'll be traveling. I'll be traveling inside.
Oh,
Egypt,
yes, you were traveling. Yes,
yeah.
But I'm happy to set up a session with you after that. So, but I mean, mainly for the application for the master program, I assume, right?
Yes.
You want to apply for the master program, yes. So, you will see that we will ask you to do an online application. So you will have to upload some extra documents, which is your CV, recommendation letter, copy of your bachelor, your transcript, copy of your passport, picture. And then once you submitted all this information, you will have to do the test, right? So we ask you to do the admissions test, which can do the GMAT, the GRE, but you can also do the Esade test. And this test, you can book it once you submit your application. So there are dates a couple of days a week, so you can choose. And once you've done the test, there will be an official interview with me. After that, I will take your application to the committee. So what is important for us? Well, your overall experience. For the master programs, we don't ask for work experience, but of course, it's always good if you have internship experience to mention that in your application. And for us, what is important also is your international exposure. If you have done any projects internationally or worked internships for international companies. Also, well, your soft skills, because as I mentioned at the beginning, we focus a lot on teamwork. So if you have examples of leading teams, international exposure also before, for example, if you have done personal travel, your values, and then also your aspirations, right? To make sure, also for us to make sure that we can offer you the program that will be the best fit for you, right? So you will see in the application, there are some essays, some questions that we will ask you to answer, but we will go further into details on that during the interview. So, yeah, I think that's the most important to concentrate on, but I'm happy to give you further details in one-to-one Zoom call to guide you. Once you start your application, my colleague Laura will be in contact with you because she's following up on all the documentation, so she can also schedule a call with you to go through all that and to make sure that we have all the information that we need. Do you have any further doubts?
No, all good. And thank you, graduates.
So then I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Same here. Same here. Thank you. Bye.
Right. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. So I would like to ask all of you how you think that Esade is different from other schools, because I mean, I assume that you considered also other schools before you joined us, right? So how do you think we're different? Maybe Ahmed Moussa, you want to start?
Yeah, actually, it took for me more than 1 year to search for what is the best school that's suitable for me. So compared to other schools, I was looking for, first of all, ranking, the flexibility in the programs provided, the diversity of participants, and international programs. So actually, all of that was in one program. That's why Esade is different and better for me, most suitable for me. I learned a lot from all of these variables.
Okay, Diaa, what about you?
Sure, but I think the Lamis has a question because she texted
Oh,
it and
sorry.
I saw a hand up. So we
Oh,
can take Lamis
yes,
first.
yes. About the first deadline. Yes, so tomorrow we have a first deadline for applications. But well, we do put official deadlines on the website. But in fact, as I said before, it's on a rolling base. So if you don't have time to submit your application for tomorrow and you do it next week, you will be considered as soon as your application is complete. So you don't have to wait until the next deadline in order to go to the committee. But we do put, well, for us internally, it's easier to put official deadlines to manage all the applications. But don't worry about that. If you submit in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks' time, once it is complete, we will do the interview, and then we have a weekly admissions committee for all the programs. So you will have, once you've gone through the committee, you will know, well, maximum in 1 week time, you will know if you are admitted to the program, right? I see that, Osama, you raised your hand. Would you like to ask us a question? Feel free to switch on your micro. If not,
so hi, Orsi, how are you?
Hi, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for this chance, and actually it's nice to speak to you again. So actually, I'm back to the question you asked, that what makes Esade MBA maybe different. So to me, actually, as Ahmed said, that firstly I was searching the universities and the programs by ranking, but actually, and I think that I will give the credit to Diaa. He widened my knowledge that the MBA program is not only by ranking. So that's why I deeply researched the Esade program. And as you mentioned exactly, and that Esade is one of the most the most program that have like the teamwork spirit, because also like Diaa himself is reflecting that. So when I called Diaa, he recommended Esade MBA, and he told me the pros and maybe the cons, but there was that nothing significant in the cons, but I can feel the teamwork. I can feel the teamwork from the alumni, and of course from maybe from the program itself. So that, to me, that's what makes Esade different. The teamwork spirit, and also maybe that Esade is specialized in entrepreneurship and also technology, and I'm interested in both of them. So that's why I'm so excited for the program, and I hope I will be there in Barcelona the next year.
Me too, I hope so. I don't know if Lubna and Ahmed, if you want to add something about what you think that has not been mentioned yet, that you think that we are different.
Yeah, I can add something.
Yeah?
So this whole do good, do better thing, like it's taken very seriously, and like you can already see how like they, how Esade makes an effort to give back to society, and they also encourage us to do the same. And just from speaking to, like, I met some people from other universities, and this is something maybe I didn't know before. We have also this reputation for, being like the nice guys, the people that like to take care of the community.
The hippies of the business world. That's what they told us in our MBA. Actually, another school told me that when I told them that I was also applying to Esade, they said, "Oh, you're going to the hippies of the MBA." we spread joy around the world. That's what we do.
Yes, for sure. Ahmed, do you want to add something?
Just what I alluded to earlier about the international profile of the program. It's something that I just couldn't find anywhere else. So yeah, it's very unique.
Okay, we went a little bit over time, so maybe we can just finish up like in 3-4 minutes, and maybe I don't know if maybe Lubna, because you went to the application recently, so what tips would you give applicants while for the application?
I would say don't hesitate, just start. And of course, you know, the earlier you get your application done, the better, especially if you're thinking of applying to funding. Of course, you have better chances of getting it the earlier that you apply. So, you know, just go for it. You have nothing to lose, you know, just by applying.
Thanks. Ahmed?
Just like Lubna said, for funding and scholarships, they are always available by first come, first served basis. Apply early to get your chance, and don't hesitate to contact people. Orsi has mentioned Laura, who is like an incredibly nice person, and she will literally just be your right hand in the application. So always, if you have any doubt, just ask. Keep in contact with the admission committee all the time, and they will absolutely never hesitate to help you.
Yeah, so what you just said, well, if a scholarship is important for you, then I really recommend to apply as soon as possible, right? Because we do have our Excellence Award scholarships. They are available all year, but towards the end of the admissions process, the budget is going down, right? For our NEED scholarship, it's slightly different because there we have 3 deadlines. And then also, if you think, okay, the difference is, of course, for the NEED scholarship that you will have to provide more financial information, right? Because it is a NEED scholarship, so we have to see that you are in a financial need. And there, the first deadline, it's going to be mid-December or mid-January. So if that is important for you, because we have a very limited number of those scholarships available, then, well, I recommend to finish your application, to submit everything to be ready by the first week of December, so that we can go with the NEED scholarship into the first round. Diaa, do you have any recommendations for application?
Yes, we have another question from Lemise.
Oh, sorry. Do we need to apply for the scholarship, or if I'm eligible? So yes, you have to apply for the scholarship. So you will see on the website, when you apply now, I think they're not activated yet. But they will be soon, right? Both the Excellence Award and the NEED scholarship. You can submit your application, for example, tomorrow, and then later on apply for your scholarship. But I think in a week or two, all the information will be updated on the website, and you will be able to apply at the same time as your admission. So I also recommend there to finish your scholarship application at the same time as your application, like your admissions application, because then once you're admitted to the program, the next week I can take your scholarship application to the scholarship committee, and then we know by the time that you have to enroll in the program, that you have your deadline, you will know if you have a scholarship and what's the amount, except for example the NEED scholarship, because there you will have to wait until the first deadline of the first round, right? But the Excellence Award you will know the next week. Yes, Diaa, please.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Something to add. So I would say that there are 2 aspects that you need to consider. One is the one in Spain, and one is the one here in Egypt, because you still have to go to the embassy. They will still have some requirements. They will need like a police record, a health kind of certificate, and all of these things. So there are 2 kind of processes, and in Spain, of course, you find the house, you do the empadronamiento, and they do the NIE and the T and so on. Esade helps a lot with the part regarding, Spain and travel. And even Esade during COVID, when there was issues with issuing residency cards, because it was early 2020, embassies were shut down. Esade sent out an email to all of us, said, is anyone facing trouble with their visa? Let us know, and we will contact the embassies directly. So that was something really incredible with Esade, trying to help out everyone to arrive in Barcelona. Actually, another side story that I want to mention really quick that I'm very grateful for is one of our colleagues is Russian, and she was stuck in Russia in February when the war started. And Esade helped bring her out, and they got her to Dubai, where she met, the alumni, and then they got her to Barcelona. So this is something for you to think about. But back to the topic, back to the application. All I want to say is, well, first of all, thank you, Sama, for the kind words. But as well, I'd like to extend this to everyone who's in the call. Anyone who wishes to reach out to me or to ask me any questions, I'm always available. You can reach out on LinkedIn. You can have my phone number from Orsi, that's fine. And WhatsApp me or call me. And I'm glad to help anyone with preparing their application. And, hopefully if they're accepted, I can also help out with either finishing the embassy work or helping you find an apartment. I've done that for several other classmates. So I'm always glad to help and share my contacts in Spain on, finding an apartment or getting even an appointment and so on. So just connect with me and I'll help out.
Thank you, Diaa. Now, I have one more question for all of you. I'm going to start with Ahmed Moussa. I want to know your favorite place in Barcelona. Ahmed Moussa, are you there? Yes.
Actually, this is a difficult question, actually, because most of the places
two favorite places.
I finished 2019, so I don't think I will remember the names, especially they are in Spanish. But actually, what I like actually, the program was 12 approximately. So we start from 8:30 to 8 p.m. And what I like, and my Spanish colleagues and the Italians also, they prefer they used to organize dinner and in different place every time. So actually I enjoyed that. Every place I was going, actually it was very nice. So it will not be fair to say that this is actually the most two favorite places for me. So Barcelona, I like everywhere in Barcelona.
Good. Wow. Maybe Diaa can mention two places.
I can cheat a little bit. I'm gonna mention an area. So
okay.
I love
coming
Gracia.
closer. Yes.
I love Gracia. For me, it's the vibe. The small narrow streets, the small bodegas and shops, and the cafe. My favorite cafe to get a coffee had only 2 tables to seat 4 people because Gracia is so tiny. But for me, I love that vibe. You can just walk around all over Gracia. So at least I narrowed it down a little bit. I'm just going to say Gracia.
Good. Lubna, do you have already a favorite place?
Yeah, I think for me it's Park Güell or Güell, because it's so pretty inside the park itself, and you also have an incredible view of the entire city from up there.
Great. Do you live close by? Do you live because it's close to Gracia?
No, I'm a bit further.
Okay. Ahmed, what is your favorite place?
Okay, so I've been only here for a month, and this will not be constant for for the end of the year. So make sure we can make this again. We can ask this question again by the end of the year. So so far, where I live in Pedralbes, there's the mountain. There's an entry to the mountain. You can just climb up the mountain and stay literally on the highest point. You can just chill there and see actually Sagrada Familia from on top of the mountain. It's one of the most beautiful places you could ever see in your life. So make sure you check that if you're here.
Well, I completely agree with Ahmed because I live there. Well, I live right behind the mountain.
Okay.
I don't see the city center, but I see the view towards the airport. Mm-hmm. And it's so beautiful because you're in nature. I mean, there's so many tracks to go hiking, biking. You can be lost. You can walk for days. So if you're sporty, you like the outdoors, I mean, it's having this opportunity to be in such a vibrant city where you can go out, you can go to all cultural events. but then at the same time, in the afternoon, be in nature and walk around. I mean, I think for me, well, that's my favorite place. So yeah. Well, I think we should wrap it up here. I see that Osama, you arrived late, but we are recording this session, so I can send you the recording once I have it in a couple of days. And then, well, regarding the upcoming events, I would like to share with you, as you can see. So most of you already know that next week I will be in Cairo. I'm very excited about that. And we're going to be organizing our first alumni event. So I have invited candidates like you, and then also alumni. Diaa is coming. We have about 10 alumni that have confirmed from different programs. So it's going to be a nice opportunity for you to network, to get to know them, to ask them more questions. And then also, well, I will be there for 3 days. I will be holding assessment sessions from the hotel. And then also, of course, all year long, I'm there to guide you, to help you with admissions process, to connect you with alumni if you can't come to the drink. And then I also recommend to check out very regularly our webpage with the upcoming events, because we're organizing open days, like coffee chats like this, but like general ones. We are offering classes with professors. So check it out regularly, because it's also a way for you to, well, to be connected, to get to know the school, to get to know other alumni from other countries. And yeah, so, and of course, then Laura and myself, we will be waiting for your application. We will be guiding you. And then, well, hopefully next year, we will be able to welcome you here in Esade. So yeah, I want to thank Diaa, Ahmed and Lubna and Seif, who already left, for being here with me. It's always, well, for me, so easy to do this kind of events, knowing that we have those amazing students and alumni that are always happy to contribute and share their experiences. So I'm really grateful for you being here today. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure that if any of you would like to reach out to one of them, please let me know and I'll put you in contact. And so yeah, so that's, I would say, I don't know, any last words from anybody? Feel free.
Yes. Thank you, Ursi, for organizing all this. Thank you for all the effort, and hope to see you soon in Cairo.
Yes, see you next week.
We are excited to see you, Ursi. And as you know, that word of mouth is one of the effective marketing strategies, and actually you have a very good repetition. So thank you all. Thank you, alumni, and I hope that I will see you in Cairo next week.
See you next week.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, bye, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.